What's going on, sir? How's everybody been doing? So today, just answer a question that I recently got. I may or may not have touched on it, but nonetheless, we're going to talk about it. Before we jump into that, I know some of y'all say that I don't respond to your comments or emails. I'm one person. I do the best, that I can do at responding to emails, because y'all got to remember too, besides being a truck driver, I'm also a parent, and I also have, a life outside of YouTube. And also a lot of the questions that you guys ask, a lot of times, I talk about it within the video. So it's important that you guys, try to watch the full video, because like I said, a lot of the stuff y'all ask, I actually answer, within the videos, or like within some of the vlogs that I do. But the most common question that I get from people who aren't really familiar with LTL is, what exactly are in those trailers? Like, what do we haul? So let's talk about it. So LTL, we pretty much haul anything and everything. We're hauling, individual shipments. So within those trailers, like for me, I usually haul Memphis freight. Now, within those Memphis pups, I have freight that's bound for Memphis and cities around the Memphis area. So some of that freight will go to maybe Mississippi. Some of it might go to northern Tennessee. Some of that stuff might go to Oklahoma. You get my point. So it's going to different places. Now, you might have, like, for instance, let's say P&D picks up tile, for example. So you might have one pallet that's going to maybe Atlanta. You might have another pallet in that trailer that's going to Orlando, Chicago, Charlotte. So it's all going to different places. And basically, it's loads that doesn't require a full trailer. So in those pups, you're going to have a whole bunch of different things within that trailer. It's not like dry van or reefer where you pick up a full load of the same thing. So you might have building materials, you might have chemicals, you might have clothes, you might have food. So there's a whole bunch of just random things within those pups. And then of course they're going to get delivered into the city. I hope that makes sense to you. So basically we haul anything and everything. Now, those of y'all that are looking into P&D, it's the same thing. P&D and Linehaul, they work hand in hand. So everything that P&D picks up is going to end up on those pups that you guys see at night, and everything that's on those pups are going to get stripped in the late night, early morning, and it's going to go back out into the city. Now, some of y'all might go to places you might see, AAA Cooper, you might see Southeastern, you might see ABF, Averett, all at the same place. We all pretty much haul the same products, go to the same customers. The only difference is different destinations and different rates. Like, for example, let's talk about Saia, for example. Saia, they operate all over the country. So let's say Saia and my company, AAA Cooper, go to a particular company or a particular customer to pick up freight. Saia, for example, they have terminals out on the West Coast. AAA Cooper doesn't. So again, same product, different destinations. For those who don't know, Linehaul, I've said before, Linehaul, we don't go to customers. We do strictly terminal to terminal, or we do meets. Now, I know another person asked, do we always have to hook a set? Do Linehaul drivers always have to hook a set? It just depends on what you're hauling. It just depends on the terminal. Some terminals you go to, they have hostlers that hook the sets for you. You might go to another terminal, a dark terminal, for example, where there's no hostlers there. So you're going to have to hook your own set. Now, even at your bulk break terminals, sometimes they'll hook it for you. Sometimes you don't. Like me, for example, if I know the hostlers are busy and they have a lot of sets ahead of me, I'll just say, don't worry about it. I'll hook it myself. Another person asked, is it important to know how to back your lead in dolly? It's not really necessary, but I mean, it does come in handy. I'll give you a perfect example. Just the other day, I have went to Dothan. I had a Memphis trailer and I had a Houston. Now, I was supposed to drop the Houston in Dothan, and when I left Dothan, they had me pick up, I believe it was bound for I want to say, I think it was for Fort Smith or Oklahoma City. It was one of those two places. Now, when I left my set, my Houston was my lead and my Memphis was my rear. Now, leaving Dothan, Memphis became my lead and the other pup became my rear. So when I got to Dothan, I just, I dropped my tail, I dropped the Memphis, I kept the dolly and the Houston. I went ahead and found my new rear trailer, which was the Oklahoma City trailer. I went ahead and backed that dolly in front of that trailer and then put away the lead. I mean, that does save you time rather than having to break the whole set and redoing it, because sometimes you're gonna have to break 2 sets down just to make a set. So knowing how to back the lead and dolly, it does help and it does save time. But if you can't do it, it's really not a big deal. It's really not. But I hope that answers the general questions that you guys have been asking me over the weeks. And I know one person asked, does a AAA Cooper take you with a manual restriction? Honestly, I'm not really sure. That's going to be something you're going to ask. Like my terminal in particular, we don't have too many manuals left. We have mainly automatic, but we do still have, some manuals, around. So all of our single axles are automatic, but now some of our tandem twin screws, some of those are going to be manual. So, like I said, I don't know if the restriction is a deal breaker, but like I said, that's something you're just going to have to ask. They're going to either say yay or nay on that. So I hope that answers all of y'all's questions. Y'all make sure y'all enjoy y'all weekends. And as I always tell y'all, thank you to all my day one subscribers. Thank you to all my new subscribers. As I always tell y'all, y'all take it easy, stay safe.